Introduce yourself, organization, and then tell me what's going on here.
A pleasant morning, Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Ernesto Kiza, Executive Trustee and in the Labor Relations area in the Oilfields Workers Trade Union. This morning we are here at STORK Technical Services Limited, Trinidad and Tobago, as we highlight to the country what is taking place with certain employers in Trinidad and Tobago at this point in time. Brothers and sisters, it is unfortunate that during this critical and international situation involving the COVID-19 pandemic, there are employers in Trinidad and Tobago who are using this opportunity to wrongfully and unlawfully send home workers with impunity. As we say this morning, there are some employers in Trinidad and Tobago that have their knees on the necks of workers, and workers cannot breathe at this point in time. What has happened is that on the 1st of April 2020, the union received a letter dated the 1st of April where STORK would have written to the union informing the union that they are sending home workers. In that letter, they spoke about a temporary layoff until further notice, and they would have attached a list of 19 workers. And attached to that attachment was a list of some 32 workers who they said they are now also going to retrench. We are saying this morning, we are the recognized majority union for STORK Technical Services, hourly weekly. We have at this point in time 32 workers who were unlawfully retrenched. Whereas retrenchment is a prerogative of the company, there was no discussion with the recognized majority union according to section 4, 1 and 2 of the Retrenchment and Severance Benefit Act. No discussion, no notification to the union as relates to that particular list that the company would have sent to the union dated the 1st of April in their email attachment. But more so, or in addition to, the company have 19 of their permanent workers home right now on temporary layoff until further notice. Again, whereas we recognize the company's right to manage, the company has taken advantage and have sent home these workers until further notice. Those of you who understand industrial relations know that until further notice is not good industrial relations practices. But more so, they refuse to talk to the recognized majority union despite us having written them on the 3rd of April and on the 9th of April to have a proper discussion as to how we can mitigate. We recognize how serious COVID-19 is. We know that. But we are saying to employers, starting with STORK this morning, do not use this as an opportunity to take out all your problems on innocent, hard-working workers. We are also saying this morning, because we have information that the company have since restarted areas where these 19 workers have been temporarily laid off, and to date they have not called back these workers to work. And on top of that, we understand, listening or getting a report from some of these said 19 workers who are on temporary layoff until further notice, that the company has set an instruction not to allow them on the compound if it's just to even get a pay slip or to check the boss to find out when they're starting back to work. We see this as very unfortunate, a very sad and a very, very, very interesting development taking place. We hope that after this little action here this morning, that employers will take note. We call on the Minister of Labour. The Minister of Labour has been silent throughout this entire ordeal here. And notwithstanding, we are saying, Madam Minister, you used to be a trade unionist. You cannot stand by as a Minister of Labour. We understand your role as mediator. But we are saying to you this morning, the Ministry of Labour needs to get involved and to track down these employers who are taking advantage of this COVID-19 situation and interfering with the lifeblood and the livelihood of workers and not following your instructions, because you would have instructed the Minister of Labour at a particular time to sit down and meet with RMUs and discuss how can we mitigate this situation. And to date, we have not had any meeting, despite writing STORK Technical Management and having them, putting them on load that we are ready to discuss, even if it has to be via social media. Brothers and sisters of Trinidad and Tobago, STORK Technical have their knee on the necks of STORK's workers, and these 19 plus 32 workers are on the breadline, and as a result, they cannot breathe. We stand in solidarity with Black Lives Matter, of course, and we stand in solidarity with what is taking place. But we are saying in Trinidad and Tobago, some employers have the knees on the necks of workers, and workers cannot breathe. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Once again, what we are seeing here is the government patronizing white workers once more being put on the breadline. By the time this People's National Movement is out of government, so we have the workforce. And it is easily put together in a collaboration with the United National Congress. Why they said idly by why this abuse of workers taking place, and they said absolutely nothing. But they come now and then and monetize workers. Therefore, people of Trinidad and Tobago, when we realize that the United National Congress and the People's National Movement are simultaneous and in partner and in co-hostship to abuse the working class people of Trinidad and Tobago, they don't care about us. And their agenda is the about quarter past 10 to make sure the 1% business is taken care of. People of Trinidad, the time is now. Time to stand up. Enough is enough. What is right is right. Right is not wrong. So let's take a stand.
The 6 feet apart, right? The 6 feet apart. Come on this side.
And we are citizens with this nonsense, with this race, foolish game.
Hey,
and we
this
continue
side.
to use as workers. So let us come together as workers to stop this wickedness taking place between the United National Congress and the People's National Movement, where they abuse of workers.
You want to take a picture? You ain't getting any picture. Come on, all right, come on, little more. All right, all that cut. Nice. You in there too? Yeah. All right, well, you stand behind y'all, right by the car there, right there. Right there. Right. Good. Right. How you like it?